I draw pictures of it and have it in my head all the time, and I know exactly what it looks like.
I knew everything would go wrong if I ate.
The eyes are like black.
You feel terrible if you think that you've eaten out of your own decisions.
Like the mouth black, hole with teeth.
You're just stuck in this web. You just get deeper and deeper.
And you don't see that you're living with it, you see that you are it.
Sometimes I wish that my life could end.
When people describe what's you and the anorexia, it's more like the anorexia and like a little bit of me, that's like it.
Rhodes Farm, North London, a clinic that specialises in treating children with anorexia nervosa. It's weigh day.
Next.
12-year-old Natasha is the youngest girl in the clinic. She was admitted 6 weeks ago at just over 4 stone.
You don't really mind if you die, to be honest, because you're not that happy anyway.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah.
Jolly good.
You know, when they were telling me that I would die, I was thinking, well, you said that to me a week ago and I'm not dead now, am I? And I've lost more weight. And you never really, you push it to the limit, really.
Right, you're 0.05 above your line.
Is that all? Because, people at school were saying that I was already, skinny, but I don't think so. I wanted to see it for myself, and so that's when you stop eating and you still don't see it. Others say you're freakishly skeletal, but you don't see it at all.
You're doing fine. And even if you put on 0.2 by Monday, you're still going to be above your line.
Okay.
All right. You have a good weekend then.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Next.
Anorexia is one of the deadliest of all psychiatric illnesses. Left untreated, nearly 1 in 5 sufferers will die. Natasha has been admitted for 4 months and must gain 1 kilo a week until she reaches the target set by Rhodes Farm of 7 stone. Only then will she be discharged.
When you step on the scales and see that you've gained weight, you just sort of think, oh, you're a failure, You're huge. How can you gain so much weight in such a short space of time? When I get to my target weight, I know that I'm going to feel absolutely disgusting. I'm just going to feel horrible and I'll want to lose more weight.
Rhodes Farm treats the most severe cases of anorexia. All of the girls admitted are at dangerously low weights where permanent damage can be caused to their bodies. To ensure the children are eating enough to get them back to a safe weight, specially trained staff prepare a high-calorie diet.
That's 50 calories.
Definitely since I opened Rhodes Farm, I've seen the average age of the children drop, without a doubt. We're seeing younger and younger children than we used to see. It's not unusual for us to have 8, 9 and 10-year-olds in here.
13-year-old Naomi has been at the clinic for nearly 5 months, but she still finds every mouthful of food agonising.
Literally you have to force yourself, because you just feel revolting once you put it in your mouth and you can just taste it. It just makes me feel really lazy, disgusting, horrible, stupid, everything. It just makes me feel really low. Every time it just puts my confidence down even more.
Millie, don't bite all the way around the outside of your muffin. You have been reminded every day.
I used to sit there while everyone else was eating and like watch it and know that I couldn't have it. And I feel really good if I sat there through while they were eating and not have any.
Mary, don't check the middle of your muffin, please.
It's like what I've tried to avoid for such a long time, and then like you come to places like this and you have to do it. Like, and you just feel like everything you've done is like just being like damaged, like all the hard work you've put into not eating, they're taking it all away from you.
The first case of anorexia was documented in the 1870s. 90% of sufferers are female.
It's a fairly local one.
I'm in no doubt that people are born with a genetic predisposition to develop anorexia nervosa. They are children who are perfectionistic, high achieving. They often lack self-confidence and have a low self-esteem, despite the fact that they are very gifted and talented people. Now, a child like that doesn't have to develop anorexia nervosa, but if a child like that develops lots of problems, has lots of problems in and around puberty, then they might decide that dieting is a way of taking some control, and when they set themselves a task, they do it to the best of their ability.
Once admitted, the children's lives revolve around the clinic. A school is located on site so they can keep up with their studies. For many, anorexia continues to dominate their every waking moment.
I'd go around the supermarkets when I was bored, look at the calories, and I did have a lot of knowledge, and I kind of made sure that every day I'd have less and less calories.
I would lie awake at night planning my breakfast for the next morning, and I wouldn't be able to let myself go to sleep before I knew exactly what I was going to have and how many calories I had in it, because not knowing was just such a terrifying thought to me. Muller light yogurts are 105 for cherry, 110 for vanilla, 113 for rhubarb. Pita breads are 114 at Asda and 148 at Sainsbury's.
Ryvita crackers, 13 I think.
Wholemeal bread, 70.
Porridge, 46 calories.
Apples are 50.
Butter, 73.
Bran flakes, 97.
Olive oil, which is 100.
You look at it so much that you just memorise it.
But from the moment they enter the clinic, every decision about food and calories is taken away from them.
I've always been very clear since I opened Rhodes Farm that there was one thing that was never negotiable here, and that was when you eat and what you eat and how much you eat. And these children are here because they have a life-threatening illness. People die, children die unfortunately from starvation when they have this life-threatening illness.
Lunch!
During their stay, they have to eat an average of 2,500 calories a day. All the meals are eaten in two kitchens, the brown or the blue. In the blue kitchen, the children are trusted to eat responsibly, while in the brown, they are constantly watched by the staff. They must eat everything put in front of them, from chips to chocolate.
The rules of coming to the table at any mealtime are cardigans off, jumpers off, sleeves rolled up and hair tied back, because they'll use it to wipe food into their hair. Long fingernails is used to hide chocolate and scrape any sort of food into the fingernails even. And if we see that happening, then we usually give a warning and we'll ask them to either eat what they've dropped, and if they don't want to do that, then we'll replace it with another piece of equal size. It's to break the cycle of continually trying to skank food.
Natasha is in the brown kitchen. Fish and chips with its high fat content is the most dreaded meal of the week.
Meal times are very sort of heated, and the staff just make it really hard for you. I'm generally quite a slow eater, and I always have been, really. And they're telling you, so many amounts of chews before you swallow it, and it's just like they're telling you what to eat, how to eat, when to eat. You're struggling enough as it is, and they're telling you 2 more minutes.
Anna has cream, doesn't she?
They're allowed 25 minutes to eat lunch, and there's an added deterrent for anyone thinking of refusing the food.
Ultimately, there does come a point when somebody is flatly refusing to eat and they are really below weight, they need food, and we will tube feed them. Parents have signed consent form, but it is a last resort. We very rarely have to use it, but we will and have used it if necessary.
Like, I got tubed 9 times because I wouldn't give up. They got like a tube and like it goes from your nose to your stomach. They feed you like full fat, like cream and chocolate spread and peanut butter and all horrible things. Like, then they liquidize it like in the blender, like it's a tube mix to put it down the tube. If I've done something wrong, I just think, oh my God, they're gonna tube me, because I just get so scared of it now.
Naomi may be eating and nearly at her target weight, but she is still dominated by her anorexic thoughts.
Like, my ideal weight is like 4 stone, and I know that like when I got to 4 stone I'd want to be less than that, but it's just like that is what I want to reach at the moment. I think I'd be a lot happier and more confident in myself, but like I know that I want to get lower.
She wants to lose weight so much she refuses to sit down, as standing up burns 40 more calories an hour than sitting down.
And I feel like if I do sit, it's like the Naomi I was before, and I don't want to be that anymore. That was fat and ugly, and I don't want to be that. I want to be different.
Rhodes Farm is concerned about the amount Naomi is exercising. To avoid their eyes, she exercises in private too.
I do them in all different spaces. Like, I just walk from like here to like there, like just continuously walking back, or I'd just go downstairs and run downstairs and come back up again for no reason. I practically just stand up and exercise until I go to bed, really. I go to sleep at like 10 to 12 and then wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and do the same thing.
When they're admitted to the clinic, contact with friends and family is limited, so there's no mobile phones or emails allowed. They can send and receive letters and have 2 scheduled phone calls to their parents each week.
Just because I'm not happy all the time, it doesn't mean that I'm completely fucked in the head. Are you going to meet me at your house?
And if they're doing well, they can have 1 half-hour phone call from a friend.
I hate her so much, you can go to hell for all I care.
Natasha is a third of the way through her programme and is struggling to come to terms with the changes to her body.
It might sound really stupid, but you can actually feel, you do notice when you're heavier, like before weigh day here, like when I get out of bed and sort of push myself up, you don't struggle, but you can feel that you're a bit heavier. Honestly, I don't actually really want to change in my head. I still want to lose weight. I still want to be thin. And I really have a strong feeling that it's not going to change, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe the thoughts, if I got rid of the thoughts in my head, that would be getting rid of it. But I don't really want to, because they're the only things that, it's something to sort of rely on when you need help or something.
Rhodes Farm tries to re-educate the children in their understanding of food.
Almost every anorexic child has what I call a fat phobia. They would all like to cut fat out of their diet totally and utterly, and I think that the government and the messages on healthy eating that we hear have a part to play in this, because they definitely give us the impression that if we could eat a very low-fat diet we'd be very healthy, and if we could eat a no-fat diet we'd be even healthier, which actually isn't the case.
During their stay, the girls have individual therapy, a key nurse to talk to, and group therapy every week. Today, Dee's talking to them about why fat is actually crucial to a healthy diet.
To me yesterday, the food we eat here has a high percentage of fat. Well, it doesn't have a particularly high percentage of fat, but it probably has a higher percentage of fat than you people would choose to eat normally, but it's not higher than normal people eat. They go to all sorts of extremes to avoid fat. They will squeeze the butter out of their muffins in the morning so it runs down their arm. We've even had a child who refused to feed her horse with a linseed oil cake because she was frightened that the fat was going to go through her skin and make her fat. We should be eating about 30% of our diet as fat. And I know a lot of you read how people should be on low-fat diets. Well, a low-fat diet in terms of the government and their health drive is 30% fat. That is a low-fat diet. We know that almost all people who are starving become depressed. So, not surprisingly, almost all the children who come here have some degree of depression. Do try and listen. It is important that you change the way you think.
It was like this kind of thing in my head that was like controlling me, and I always described it like I was down a big black hole and I couldn't see the top. I just couldn't get there. I limited myself to a certain amount, and when it got to that stage I just wouldn't allow myself any more, but it wasn't like I was scared or afraid, it was just something telling me that I shouldn't.
Throughout their stay, they have to pass certain tasks before they can be discharged. Naomi is on the final phase of her programme and is packing to go home for a long weekend. Away from the strict control at Rhodes Farm, this poses a big challenge as she's previously fallen back into her old habits.
It's just like at home where I used to do all these things, and at Rhodes Farm I've never been able to get away with it, and at home I did. So now it's like, oh, you're back in your old environment, just do what you used to do and stuff. Because here you know the rules are the rules, and at home I now know the rules are the rules, but it's still like difficult to come to terms with it.
She must eat well and spend the whole weekend at home to pass. If she doesn't, her mum must bring her back to the clinic, but she's determined to make it work this time.
The instinct of the mother is to love your child and protect them and look after them and make them happy. And the things that would make Naomi happy for me to do, you know, would kill her. So you can't let her do what she wants to do. You have to be strict and strong and tell her that she's got to do things that she really doesn't want to do, that she really hates. You have to go and put your pink jacket back on, right? It is difficult to... They like to talk about it, when Naomi does especially. She likes to talk about her anorexia, and she likes to go over the same questions all the while, asking if you love her and why do you love her, and am I sure she's not fat? And no matter what compliments you give her, she won't take them on board. She just, she doesn't want to hear anything nice about herself, because she doesn't believe it and she thinks you're lying to her.
But after lunch, she's finding it tough.
I feel really low at the moment. I feel a bit like complete utterly shit. I just feel really stupid and angry and confused, and I'm going to do exercise today. I know I'm going to do dance for 2 hours, and that will make me feel better. But I don't know, I feel like I never do enough. I don't know, I'm angry because I'm eating, and I just feel so guilty about it, and nothing can take that guilt away. I mean, even if I exercise, it helps, but I still feel guilty because it's still there, and I know that I haven't burnt it. I just feel I haven't burnt it all off, and it just makes me feel really shit.
It's crucial that she passes the weekend. If she doesn't, she'll have to stay even longer in the clinic. But later that day, her mum catches her exercising and stops her.
I just can't, I have to do it. It's just, can't eat it. Why do people stop even doing it? I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I'm upset.
Anorexia makes the sufferers go to all kinds of lengths to avoid eating and gaining weight. Once a week, the staff do a room search.
It does feel a bit mean that you're going through people's things, but the girls do know that we will do random room searches. Teddy bears are a good place for hiding stuff. Have secret little passages.
We've had all sorts stored in teddy bears before now.
Batteries.
Batteries are used as weights on my day. You put them in their pants.
The girls aren't allowed anything that could be used to cheat their weight. Even cups or bottles are banned from their rooms, as another common trick is tanking, drinking water just before being weighed to artificially increase their weight.
Oh, look, there's a bottle of water out there.
A litre of water weighs exactly a kilo.
So full of rubbish.
Now we know that a bottle of water's already been taken out of this room this morning. The cleaners found it.
It's so invariably untidy. And I'm not even a tidy person.
I can't bear it, it's so messy.
There's vomit or something in here.
Is there?
Yeah. Cereal and there's money.
Cereal.
Spat out cereal and money. There's a stone.
Oh, look at that for weight. Oh, there we go. Chocolate Kit Kat.
Oh my god.
Share it with a cup of tea.
So that's been hidden in her pocket, not eaten.
I'll put that with the bag.
It's a bit like the bag lady, isn't it?
Yeah.
Razor blades. Oh.
What have you found?
Ooh, socks.
Not socks.
But they're wet, they're damp. So how long have they been in there?
Damp with...
I'm sick.
Oh no. But what we find in a bedroom is probably just, I don't know, a quarter of what's hidden somewhere else.
The menu at Rhodes Farm is rotated on a 3-weekly basis. Natasha's been doing really well, but tonight at supper there's been an unexpected change. They've got a homemade soup by Dee, and it hasn't gone down well.
What's up, Natasha? Don't you like it? It was really nice.
It's not nice.
It's just sweet potato. There's nothing awful in it.
They're gonna get you like a cheese sandwich or something. For hating that so much, you did so well eating it, Natasha. Yes, you did. You finished more than half of it.
Exactly. I didn't.
You finished more than half of it in about 10 minutes.
I haven't had a good day. I couldn't eat the friggin' soup. It was minging. Dee's really bad at making soup, actually, isn't she?
The other one was much worse because that one tasted like curry. This was like a fine soup. It was just like such a big volume. I kind of get really sick of it, and by then I was like, oh. But I didn't have that much of a problem with it. I'd just rather that they stick to the menu.
Later that night, Naomi is returned early from her weekend at home. Her mum has brought her back because she wasn't following the Rhodes Farm rules.
You can do it, come on. No, Naomi thinks there's calories in the water. Come on, Naomi, you can do it.
On top of exercising, she's refused to drink water.
She knows she's got to drink it. You can do it. You've done half. Come on, Naomi. Good girl. You've done half.
Can't. Why do I have to do anymore?
You've only got a small amount.
No, why do I have to do it?
No, we're going to sit here and we're going to drink it.
I'd only like drink like this half pint glass at breakfast, and that was all I drink through the day. And my mum was like, I'm going to start saying that you're not drinking enough water, and I didn't think she'd actually send me back, so, and she did.
Wasting time, Naomi. I told you. You must drink it. There's no getting away from it.
I feel like when you're dehydrated that like you feel the pain and you feel that you've done something that you can still, like, I could still exercise even though I wasn't drinking, and it just feels like an achievement, and then they make you drink it and you just don't know. I'm really angry and like just really frustrated that the little bit of control that I thought I did have, I haven't even got back.
Twice a week, the staff meet to discuss the girls' progress and adjust their calorie intake. Despite being near the end of her stay, they're worried about Naomi's progress.
Hi. Hello. Naomi, you have managed to fail just about every single weekend that you've been on, haven't you? And I think we've had a discussion, we've all come to the conclusion that you really like it here, that you don't want to go home. It just seems to us that you, through what you're doing, you're saying to us that you don't want to go home and that you're happier here on the unit. Do you think that's a fair assumption? Have we come to the right conclusion?
Come on, it's important what you say.
Naomi, if you don't talk to us, it's really hard for us to understand what's going on in your head. I mean, because the next thing we're going to be thinking is, do you want to be staying here? Because that's what it looks like to us. We've got to make some long-term plans for you, and if you want to stay here...
It's not what I want though, it's just that I find it so hard, and it's not that I want to be here because I don't, and there's just no point in me saying it because no one believes me anymore.
Okay.
When I'm doing it, it's just because it's just going back to old routines. It's not that I'm thinking to go back here.
But not drinking water, come on. You don't really believe that you're adding any calories drinking water?
I do.
You really believe that? You think there are calories in water? Oh, I thought this was just something to upset everybody, so they'd send you back.
Not.
You think there are calories in water?
It's not that I'm doing it on purpose.
Oh, how many calories are there in water? I don't know. You don't know? Okay. Have you looked in the calorie book? Does it tell you in the calorie book?
I don't know, I don't really look in it. I haven't really looked in it.
How about looking on the water bottle? Have you ever looked on a water bottle to see how many calories?
I just don't believe it. I don't believe anyone anymore.
Oh, I see, okay. What is there in water that would give you calories?
Just anything. I don't like anything inside me. I just think if anything's inside me, I think it will do something to me. Like, put on weight.
Okay, well look, this weekend you're going to be grounded. And we'll have to have a think about what happens next weekend, but you are going to have to talk to one of us and make a very, very good case for going next weekend. You're going to have to give us assurances and really, really convince us.
It's Saturday morning. Natasha's been at Rhodes Farm for 9 weeks now and has done well enough to join her dad for her first meal out away from the unit.
Yeah, we do. Brought in, like...
One of the hardest things about being at Rhodes Farm is not being able to see your parents apart from once a week. That really is hell because I've always been quite a daddy's girl.
Yes. Oh, whoa, it's a whole frame.
She's always been a very happy-go-lucky sort of kid. So of course it came as a massive shock. And most of the people I know and who know her said she was the last child that they would suspect to suffer from this addiction.
You look great.
Whoa! It's such a devious disease. It carries with it so much underhand behaviour. It's disguised so well that it was only when I found out that she was skipping school lunches that it was confirmed.
One of the major problems that children with anorexia have is eating in public. They feel that everyone's looking at them, they feel that people are looking at how much they're eating, at what they're eating, they think that people think they're greedy, that they're eating too much, and they would much rather eat on their own, maybe with their families, but certainly not in a public place. The idea of the meal is to put the parents back in charge and back in control of the children, to take over our role, which has been to see that the children eat the right quantity of food and that they eat it without hiding it.
It's a huge test for Natasha. It's the first time she's been out for a meal in months. They're going to an organic food stall. She must eat a creamy pasta meal and then a pudding to pass.
After you, young lady.
This one or that one? Gonna meet you on the corner. Well, I hate courgettes. Fennel's really strong.
Carrots you love. Always have done.
Celery's alright. I get very nervous even now before I have to eat food. You know, you sort of get butterflies in your tummy sort of feeling.
If you take yeast-free, you find it doesn't give you that bloated feeling in the tummy so much.
In a way you are scared of it, but it's just the sort of thought of eating it and knowing that it's going to put on weight and just knowing that you're going to sort of feel horrible and bloated and just generally disgusting after you eat it.
Natasha is doing well and eats without a fuss.
Is it warm enough for you? Hot enough for you? It's delicious.
Pasta's quite hard.
Good ingredients.
It's really creamy though.
Spinach. Concentrate on the spinach.
And her dad has some good news for her.
Let's go. I hear you're moving into the blue kitchen.
Yes! Really?
She said you were nearly ready. You were eating a bit quicker. Not so slowly.
Moving into the blue kitchen is important progress, as it means she'll no longer be supervised by staff while she is eating.
I do see great changes. She's toughened up emotionally, and so have I. We've both had to deal with the issue. I would imagine the hardest part is going to maintain an eating schedule that she's become accustomed to here at home, because this is not how they eat here, is not how we eat at home, or many families would. But God forbid I should eat the same diet that she's on and the same calorific value, or I'd be in the heart attack ward within a short period of time.
It's great news. Natasha's passed her lunch.
Can we get a dog?
We'll talk about it.
You better be hungry for me.
I love you. Go on, talk to you later, yeah?
See you later.
It's a tough regime at the best of times, but through the weeks and months at Rhodes Farm, they develop strong friendships.
I think the people here are amazing. We have our ups and downs, but at the end of the day we're all in the same boat, and having someone there that understands you is like, you know, wow, there's someone else in this world that actually knows what I'm going through. I'm just getting on so well with Bryony. You know, if you're by yourself, that makes it so much harder to try and get better. I mean, you need someone to talk to and kind of snap you out of things a little bit.
As well as the support they find from each other, therapy is a crucial tool in helping them deal with the illness. 12-year-old Bryony is approaching the end of her stay and has just a week to go before she'll be discharged.
everybody that gets anorexia, nobody thinks about it and does it in the same way. And it's not just as simple as you think you're large, so you decide to lose weight. It's nothing to do with that. I never thought I was large or fat or anything.
No, it's okay. Oh.
I found it really useful because I've sort of got kind of an idea of how I got ill. And I think it was because I felt I wasn't noticed, so I thought maybe if I stopped eating I'd get noticed. And without therapy I don't think I would have really known what it was. So I think it's helped.
Bryony's been at the clinic for 4 months and it's time for her to leave. She's completed her stay and is at her target weight.
Planted lilacs and buttercups.
Things have definitely improved, and if I was doing this video camera the first 2-3 weeks I was here, I would be in tears, screaming, telling you how much I hate this place. But now I think things have changed so much, and on a scale of 1 to 10, I think about 8 out of 10. I would say 8 out of 10 I'm back to my old Bryony, my old self. And that feels good because I look back at the pictures that I looked awful in. And I mean, I look back at, my mum tells me I was so horrible to her, and I just think, oh my god, that was awful.
It feels so strange. You never think the day will come, and then it does, and you're like, you just don't want to leave, and I'm going to be so upset. The person that I'm going to miss the most is Tash, because I just love her so much.
When the children leave here, I always think there are 3 types of children. I think a third of them are cured when they leave here. They are fit and well, they are never going to have another problem with anorexia. A third of them will need some ongoing help and support over the next few months and maybe a year, but they get there in the end. And then there's a third who unfortunately don't make it, and it doesn't matter how much help and support they get, they go from unit to unit to unit, they end up as adults with anorexia.
But for Bryony, the prognosis looks good.
Oh, where did you get that from? It says, countless people have eaten here and gone on to live normal life. Oh, that's so lovely.
I just want to put the message through that you can recover after this illness if you put the effort in. Unlike quite a lot of people are doing, but I'm putting so much effort in to get better, and I just want to say that you can overcome this illness. It's not just, oh, you're ill and it's going to take years and years and years to get better. I mean, I still don't like food, but at least I'm trying to tell myself that I do, and tell myself that I can do this.
Yippee all the way down the motorway. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Bye. Okay.
Naomi should have been discharged 2 months ago. She's been at the clinic for over 6 months now.
Why do I have to go to bed early?
It's your bedtime, baby.
But I haven't ever gone to bed at 9:30.
She knew it was against the rules, but last night she was caught exercising in her room. She's now been put on total supervision in the evenings.
The eye exercises get stronger when I'm stressed and upset, but it's like I feel like at the moment it's so tough, so hard to do it. It's not like I want to do it, but there's nowhere I can do it. Like, I don't know, I like being, like, loving to do it so much, because I feel like when I was younger I didn't like doing exercise, but now I really enjoy it, and I just like, I like the fact that I don't know that I enjoy it now and stuff.
We're in the flat now and Naomi's having a shower, but we've put her on special observation because she's caught exercising, so that means that the patient is supervised all the time. And we have to keep an eye on what she's doing because she's exercising. She won't keep her weight up. So we have to watch them. Like in the shower, they also drink water, so we have to watch them as well. Okay. Yeah. Naomi? Yeah? I'm going to come in for a little while. You okay?
You just have the fear that you'll lose control. Like, I don't know, I always have the fear that I'll completely lose control over it, and then if I don't control my food, then I've got like nothing to control at all.
Naomi is used to going to bed at night and exercising for hours on end to try and burn calories.
I can't really sleep, unless I feel tired. And I'll always deny it to myself. I just don't feel that I am ever tired. Maybe I'll just write in my diary.
If put on supervision, they are watched around the clock, even when sleeping. But even then, Naomi can't resist getting her leg out of bed to try and burn even a few calories. As long as they're at a good weight and eating well, there's a programme of activities they can do. But because she's been caught secretly exercising, there's one person who's not allowed.
It gets me really frustrated and angry because I really want to do it, but I know I get caught, and like, I don't know, it's so hard to watch people and not be allowed to do it myself. It makes me feel really guilty. You get to watch other people do it and I just stand there.
Natasha is more than halfway through the programme and has passed all the tasks, but she's had a setback.
I was not told that! I was not told that! Tell her when I was told that! I was never told that! It's not a
She's been out for another meal with her dad. She had pasta, but by the clinic's rules she's not allowed to have pasta again. She should have had a meal with either chips or rice.
And it doesn't even say it on the sheet that you were given. It doesn't mention having fish and fucking chips. Why does it matter? Why? I had a really buttery sauce on ugly pasta. I'm in the blue kitchen and everything. Why does it matter? I'm in the blue kitchen. I'm eating fine. I'm eating on time. Oh, and she just thinks I'm scared of eating fatty foods. Well, what I had was bloody fatty, and I had an extra Mars bar, which is full of crap as well. So why does it matter?
The regime is so strict, it means the weekend home she's been looking forward to for months has been cancelled.
Well, I've been 10 weeks here. I've done everything that's asked of me, and I don't get it now. It's 1 week is a long time, and 1 week goes by so slowly in this shit world. It's not fair. I deserve my weekend now. I've worked so hard to get it. I haven't made a fuss when I've gone out with you. I ate my packed lunch is fine, my meal's fine. I had an extra Mars bar last night. Oh.
You were good.
Rhodes Farm can accommodate up to 32 patients at any time. In a house of teenage girls, magazines are everywhere.
I think the media is obviously their story is people get anorexia because they want to be thin and they see other people in magazines and on the catwalk and they think I want to be like that. And to be honest, that's a really good story, and why would they want to change it? It's a perfect story, but it's not the truth. I mean, maybe for some people it is, but I know that for me it's not. I haven't got anorexia because I've been aspired to look like other people. It's the image in my head. There's no one that's my idol. There's just an image in my head that's my idol, but it's not a real person.
Natasha's now 3/4 of the way through her stay and has gained nearly all the weight she needs to. Staff suggest they throw out their old clothes that don't fit them anymore.
They're still the right height and everything, and the sleeves are okay, but they used to actually be baggy on me, and now when I put them on it's things stick out. This skirt, I love this skirt. This was actually, I remember it was proper hanging off, and they were always telling me to yank them up and everything, and at one point I had to tuck it into my knickers so it would actually stay up, and I just love that skirt, and then it won't even go up past here anymore. It's not nice. When I look at some clothes and see that I can fit into a size 2 or a 4 or something, it makes me feel kind of, I don't know, it just comforts you a bit. If I didn't fit into the smallest size, I would be quite, obviously very annoyed, because it's just, I don't know, it just makes you feel like you're fat.
There's good news for Pippa. As a result of her weight gain, her periods have returned, and so Rhodes Farm have now reduced the weight she has to reach.
They've lowered my target basically 5 kilos, which is almost a stone, and I'm just so weirded out by it because I didn't think it would happen, and so happy, because my mum said to me, she was like, by giving me a target this high, they've doomed us to failure, because when I got to that target I would have been so unhappy that I would have just been motivated to lose it all again when I went home, because once you start, you can't stop and all that. So, and I'm just really, really happy with this target because I'm really happy with my body and I really like it.
All the girls would love their target to be lowered, so the staff have to be extremely careful about verifying that their periods are real, and a qualified nurse checks.
They have to be proper 3-day periods, so there's no coming and saying, I've had my period, it's lasted 10 hours. We verify them, which means they have to go on supervision, and we have to look at their pads. We have to write on the pad to make sure it is the pad that we gave them in the first place. They haven't borrowed it from someone else, or they might, injure themselves and fall and graze their knee, and then suddenly they've got a period or something. But that's the only time that we would consider lowering the targets.
Natasha still has 4 weeks left to go at the clinic, but is allowed to go back to school 2 days a week. It's a big day for her, as she hasn't seen her friends since June.
Hello. How are you? Good, good.
I was quite nervous before I went to school, and I felt fine about it before I kind of saw the school in the distance, and then when I saw the school it was more like, oh gosh, what am I doing? And I got butterflies and everything like that, and then I got out of the car and my best friend Clemmy came up to me with a big hug, and it seems like I haven't been away at all, and I've seen her all the time, and I'll see you really, really soon. It was really nice hanging out with you. I felt quite special, really. I mean, you don't normally get that attention, but I must admit, after 10 minutes, they were kind of over it, and it was last year sort of thing. Oh, it was amazing. Well, no one really actually mentioned about how I looked at all, and they said that I look fine.
It's a crucial phase in the transition back to her old life. Back at Rhodes Farm, Naomi's in her 9th month at the clinic. She's still struggling to control her exercising and has been told she won't be allowed home even for the weekend until she can.
I feel like, ruled by anorexia, I feel safe with that, and like I like giving it complete control because then I know I've got no choice to do anything. Like I've heard people that have suffered for 20 years, and I can sort of see how they could, because you don't realise how long you're spending in it. It's just like a drug, like you get such a rush from doing it that you just do it more and more, and it doesn't matter if it gets further away, you'll still take it, and you'll do whatever you can to take it.
The family doesn't seem complete anymore without Naomi. I don't know, it's just so hard to put into words really how awful it is. It's your daughter that you want to be there and love, and you can't do that. You can see how much it's ripping her heart apart as well when she sees how upset I get, and her brother. They tell me everything will click in one day, that she'll realise, and then she'll start on the road to recovery. I hope for the future that she realises that we do all love her and there is a life for her, and that she gets better, maybe.
I've seen a lot of children like Naomi. I've seen them as entrenched as she is, and get well and be completely cured and go on and lead an absolutely normal life. And the only reason that children or people with anorexia don't get better is because people give up on them and leave them to their anorexia. But if everybody's fighting it, it can't win. As long as we don't give up on Naomi and her parents don't stop doing what they're doing now, Naomi will get better.
Winning the battle with anorexia isn't quick or straightforward. It's been just over 4 months since she arrived. She's at her target weight, and it's time for Natasha to leave.